I think we're live. Maybe not yet. Maybe we are. I'm going to give it a little second. I'm going to give it a little second to season in. But ladies and gentlemen, we are pumping again. Bitcoin is back. Things are finally back in a nice little tangent. We're going good. We're going good. So today I want to quickly talk about what exactly is going on right here. What happened? What's going to happen in the near short term, or at least what we expect, because nobody knows for sure, and why this is happening, because I think a lot of people might be wondering about it. At the same time, though, our trades are doing amazing. So, yeah, I want to kind of update you guys for the people that think, what is the strategy? I'll explain it to you guys again, even though for the majority of these things, I talk about Dusty trades, and I'll probably upload a video on there again in a few hours. The strategy, as I describe it nearly every single day, is still working flawlessly. And this account, I think yesterday was like at minus 700 or something dollars, maybe minus 1,000. And now you can see how good it is doing. I'll explain why in this video as well. There's a couple things that have happened, a couple things that I want to showcase. Not too much today, but it's actually an interesting turnout because the major markets, like the major indices, are not crazy positive. And so from that perspective, I think it's peculiar that our cryptocurrencies are so bullish today. Anyway, guys, if you're in the chat right now, just quickly let me know by saying hello or saying the country that you're watching from. I check everything out, obviously, but I notice we have a lower turnout than usual, but perhaps also because I'm streaming very early for most people, which I never do. So I think people are very confused with why I'm online. But also perhaps because the topic today is more general, like, hey, we're pumping, instead of just a panic type of statement. But welcome, everybody. I'm very happy to see you guys around. And I was already saying, I'm going to be live streaming every single day now, at least for the next week or so, because I think it might be a little bit better to get you guys the information as soon as possible, rather than making a video, editing, yada. It's just nice to get info as soon as possible right now. But yeah, what's up, boys? Welcome. Anyway, so to get to the title, long story short, we right now are looming $72,000. Every single body is looking at that number thinking, ooh, iffy. And the reason I'm saying that is because if you look, there's a $3 billion, there's $3 billion worth of liquidation levels around that 71.6K level, or 71.6K, yeah, there we go. And as we stated before on Twitter, it's not going to be long until we're back at 70, unless you get some sort of escalation. And that is basically the only thing that we were worried of, is there going to be some heavier sort of escalation. Then again, if you've been following the channel, you knew exactly where to buy. And that was at around 59 to 60,000. Some of you guys might have just iffy not bought in, because if we're taking a look at these prices, the lowest point on, for example, Kraken was 60.750. And perhaps when I say you buy at 59 to 60,000, you think you're buying at 59,000 to 60.000, but that's not the case. Then again, it's a little bit different for everybody, but you try to always buy slightly around levels. If you're buying exactly on top of levels or right on 59 or 60, you're most likely to miss it. So usually you kind of build around it a little bit. But here, the 59 to 60K range, as you described before, is just one of the areas to buy in at. There are actually a couple other ones that made sense here also. Another one of them being about 50,000. But here, basically, you can't see. This right here was our major buy-in zone. And so again, some missed it because they might have been closer to 60.3 thousand. A lot of people got in, but hey, it's not that deep. Somebody says, not pumping, it's recovering. It's the same thing. I mean, it's the same thing, my friend. I mean, take a look at this. To go down so hard, let me just quickly put the microphone back in the spot. There we go. To go down so hard and now be up what? Let's quickly see. We are up roughly 11% or so in like 2 days for Bitcoin. You can say what you want, but that's good stuff, all right? That is a very good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. I like to see it. All right, so as that is going on, one thing that one of my friends pointed out here is this video right here. Let me just quickly show you. Oh, that's loud as shit. Give me a second.
A lot of you guys have been asking about Bitcoin ETFs in Hong Kong. Well, check this out. There's a giant Bitcoin ad right now talking about the ETF that's imminent in Hong Kong. There's definitely a lot of attention going on here because at the end of the day, when these ETFs launch, they need people to buy, right? So more and more ads, more and more attention, and Hong Kong's trying to push itself to be the center of Web3. So in this financial hub with so many people, we're gonna see more of this.
Damn, that's pretty good, right? That's pretty good. I mean, the whole Hong Kong situation now being brushed over, which is interesting. But I think for the most part is because everybody's just talking about this WW situation. People are just talking about the crash, but they forget that the whole Bitcoin ETFs in Hong Kong are actually a really, really big deal too. And that perhaps a lot of this downside pressure is because those guys, I'm not sure if you can hear the cars or not, because those guys want to get a little cheap entry. It wouldn't be the first time that something crazy like that happened. Wouldn't be the first time. Anyway, to get back, so you guys all know that price seeks liquidity, right? And if there's really not that much below us, mostly just above us, you understand where things are going. Now, if we zoom out ever so slightly, give it a little second, you'll notice, okay, at the 50K mark, again, we've got literal $4 billion, which is why we often propose that the price could get towards that direction. Actually, interestingly enough, here on this chart, it showcased that the price yesterday went to our entry because perhaps the aggregate here of prices, I'm not sure what it's using, actually has a lower average price than on Kraken and perhaps on Bybit and whatnot. But if you actually were able to buy in here, which was our thesis, that is so beautiful. Then again, we stated before, which is why some people were scared and why some people didn't buy in too crazily. We can go towards 50 point something K, seek out that liquidity and then start pumping back up. This is like our final result, our final level, our final break. And the reason I'm saying that is because right now it's kind of funny, but we're going to have to wait a couple more hours to see how the markets. Can you guys hear those cars or do you not hear that? I don't know. I don't know how loud these things are for the microphone to pick up. For me, it's crazy loud because it's right in front of my doorstep, which is really annoying if you're trying to sleep, by the way. Is this pre-recorded? No. Why would it be pre-recorded if it's a live stream? And I just like a minute ago, I showed you this, no? That it's live. It's loud. Hear that? Loud? All right. That's kind of funny. Oh, I'm not showing it to you. I was just showing you this. All right. We got about 150 people in. We got about 27 likes. Guys, make sure you press the like button if you haven't done it yet. Why not? You've got nothing to lose. Anyway, let's quickly see if there's something new popping up. Ripple SEC legal battle intensifies over institutional investor claims. A lot of people are talking about the Ripple lawsuit right now, but I don't think there's anything too crazy going on here. There have been two articles of the sort which also were brought to my attention a little bit ago, which I'll just quickly show you here. One is that the whole Bitcoin ETFs, like I said, are going to be coming up, potentially also Ethereum ETFs over in Hong Kong. And the second one was with regards to this. XRP poised for $33 billion bull shock amid Ripple CEO eyeing doubling of the crypto market before 2025. More specifically, he said the crypto market will hit $5 trillion. And if that were to happen, a lot of coins would obviously see some crazy gains. And many of you guys fail to realize is, what time is where you're at? 2 p.m. Many of you guys fail to realize, I think, that if you just keep buying your way down, you're almost, again, I cannot say it guaranteed, but you're almost guaranteed to just make massive gains because we know where things are headed in the near future. And that's also the thesis that I really tried to push in yesterday, that it's all about the longer term. If you're really stuck in on the short term, yes, things might not work out the best way. Yes, you might regret things. Yes, it might look bad. But if you zoom out and think of the longer term, it is extremely hard to lose. And so every single day I get people asking me, Dusty, which are the coins which we should be buying? Which are the coins that are really in the best spot? And I'll tell you that most people that make a list like this, like an article, have some sort of incentive. And I hold a couple of these coins, but some of them I've also never known about because I think those are either sponsored or it's just an idiot making a list with random things inside that have potential to go 100x or potential to go to zero. For the most part, though, if you go into the crypto rankings, right? and you just start scrolling through. In a crash like the one we saw earlier, you can literally just buy anything and you'll be fine. And it's hard for people to realize, but you can literally just, you see, these are the prices yesterday, and these are the prices today. You can literally just buy anything and you'll be up a ton, which is what I already described to you guys. Core here, one of my biggest holdings, is up 35% today. EOS up 25% today. Pendle, which we were heavily pushing yesterday, is up 20% today. Ondo up 20%. It's the time, man. It's literally just a case of just buy, don't overthink it. And the only downside being that if, as I said before, we get a full market collapse. I should have pushed Mew harder to you guys. You know I was pushing Mew pretty significantly, right? But then the price went to 2 cents and I thought, oh, let's talk about it in a little bit. But today, Mew is up 105%. I told you before, oh, I should have made more videos. You see, I heard so many rumors of an exchange list. I don't even know what happened just now. But I've been shilling it pretty good over the last couple of days because I've been hearing good things about it. But I should have gone harder. Damn, that is some crazy pump though. What's going on? What exchanges need to get? Or is it just something else? OKX! No way. Oh, they got OKX, huh? That is a big deal, guys. That is massive. No way. And I guess they also got Bitpanda really recently. And usually Bitpanda on its own is actually a really good deal. But that's a few days ago. They just got OKX. So they just started going massive. Damn. I think, by the way, that my air conditioning might be fixed here. They should have come at 1 p.m., but it's like 2. So perhaps we're going to ring the bell in just a second. Anyway, so one last thing I'll say is with regards to, this is from yesterday. With regards to our trades, you know, if you want to almost certainly win in a market like this, it's just a matter of layering down. And so this bot here, which is not perfect in any way, shape, or form, because it should be wider then, to basically get a range of, I'm going to say below 50K without any hassle. This one has a range of maybe like 59K or so. No, I think 50 can work for this bot, but I'd prefer to be slightly wider angles. So what it basically does is it just starts setting an order right now. Bam, right there, for example. And then it just starts buying every single time it comes a layer lower. Every single time it comes a layer lower, it starts buying. And so let me just pretty quickly press details and show you. I got a link to it down below. Otherwise, just check out my Dusty Trades channel. And so as you can see right here, yesterday it was in loss. It looked really bad. And right now it's actually completed 2 cycles, meaning it just was able to buy and sell in this instance here. It took 4 days, but it was able to sell it for $170 worth of profit. And again, that's because it put $2,000 in. But before, you can see in today, it actually only put $250 here because that's my initial order. It means I generally want the bot to trade with $250, so then it can make about 20 most of the time. So about 10% or so, a nice little buck. But, and that's the most crucial part here, I think it's about 8% actually. In cases of price moving down further, it just basically keeps lowering the average cost. As you can see, it went from 70K to about 65K and just tries to sell for the same profit still, so for the same percentage. But because it just keeps going down lower in price, it keeps opening more orders, your invested margin, so the money you put in the bot, keeps hiring up, and your profit also then increases because it's basically profit for every single time it was able to order, still turning out to be like a rough 8% or so overall. So you'd prefer for the price to move down further. This one had multiple orders for, this one all had 0 or 1 here, because the price just moved up so quickly. And I think it's one of the best bull market strategies. It's one of the worst bear market strategies. It's so bad. But in a bull market, it works so well. And now, let's quickly see. Over our 12 days, I told you before, I think it's right now, it won't work forever, right? It won't. But for right now, it's averaging about 1% a day. We're about 13 days in, and it's roughly 14% worth of profit. And again, it will shovel a lot. But at some point, you're going to have to end this bot because, again, ladies and gentlemen, it will not work forever. And people fail to realize that. They think, oh, I get 1% a day forever, I'm going to be rich. No, you could probably maybe triple your money or so, potentially, right? If you have your settings right. But then at some point, it'll fail and you'll lose everything. So you got to stop at the right time, which is when the market doesn't pick up heavily anymore. Or the funding rates might hurt you because it's just going to go down forever. But in times like this, When the bull market's hot, it works flawlessly. And I think if you set all the parameters right, it might work for very, very long amounts of time, because it's basically like martingaling, right? But then, yeah, if you start small enough, it should almost always be able to work. If you have your windows big enough, it then only becomes the issue of funding rate, which is the cost of borrowing money. That's why this strategy always works for spot, meaning if you don't leverage anything, it will work. The only problem is then, it only works if you believe that Bitcoin will ever go up again. And it does not mean to the price it's at today. It just means if it goes down 70%, it needs to go up at least like 20% or so from there. But in a bear market, sometimes you go down 20% today, then 20% again tomorrow, then 20% again that day, 20% again. And so you never have that good recovery spike to cash in your profit, basically. But yeah. I think that's about it, though, for all my news, all my coverage here. I think those are the most important parts. Everything still relies on whatever escalation type of thing happens next. If it happens, you know, you bet your ass the cryptos are going to have a good little crash. But there's a good chance we're just going to start recovering here and go on up and up and up, because it's very likely. You know, it makes sense. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was about it for this upstate stream. Just wanted to quickly get you guys in on the nice vibes again, the nice hype. And if you guys want more memes, make sure you follow me on TikTok, but also just comment it down below and we'll get to it. But that's it for right now, guys. Peace.